Yeah, so maybe we need to stop look on the political structure for government business and start demand a humanitarian structure. Yeah? Because politics is always going to be looking out for things in a political way. When the humanitarian approach will deal with environment and life. And when we say life, we don't just talk human life, every life and everything that exists within Earth, and create a balance between us and the extended universe. Yes? So we just learned about a Ghanaian leader we passed a couple of days ago, Jerry John Rawlings, which seems to be one of them leaders that did take the humanitarian approach, where I say, make the people hold the power in them hand, and we with them designate to come represent for them. We represent for them in majority, meaning on the positive side. So it's not about to come take power and then use it to whip the people and rule over the people. It's to listen to the people and talk to the people and get them perspective after what them want, and then you carry out them business, them way there. So these Western leaders need to take a page out of that book, you know, and remind themselves they are servants. We are the government, they are the servants, they are doing our business. But them somehow flip it one way, as I say. So when we see the environment where we exist in as the thing for worship and the thing to take care of, because it's going to take care of we, then we can still say those who will lead this way is doing so from a spiritual, rooted, morally principled, rooted part of themselves. So if they will deal with the environment in a way where it's sustainable and maintain it in a way where not harmful to life, human and otherwise, then those are the people we're supposed to allow for their business. But these leaders are not doing that. As we said, poverty is a willful intent, because a handful of these leaders can eliminate poverty on a financial level today if they want, but they're not doing that. So we see that willful intent. So if we not take care of the environment, then the environment not going to take care of we. How we build, where we build, how we dispose of garbage. And as we say garbage, I want to understand, say, if we're not really concerned about where garbage go, then we really need to be concerned as to where our food is coming from. Because if we pollute earth, we're going to end up with polluted food. And we need to understand this. Yeah, man, so we have to defend these things on behalf of our people, them, our children. Because of that the ancestors do for we give up them life, knowing them want to inherit what them a fight for. What them fight for it for we forget it. Praise and worship to them for that. Yeah, so when we touch upon the point of religion and politics going hand in hand in the background there, enough of we probably know still and don't acknowledge it or say nothing about it. But we know it happen. Because when we see government go do something like what we hear say going down in a Porto Bueno mountain on a St. Andrews and where them are going to disturb the habitat to mess with life. I mean, not just human life, all life. You know what I mean? What we consider wildlife, but we need to look on ourselves and realize how we are the wildlife on here, because we are destroy earth. And the things that we are doing we are the wildlife. So when we check it, same thing them they do and do in the cockpit country. When our environmental agencies say no mining, no this, don't disturb this place. And government people are go, well not government, politician, the political part of the thing are go override that, continue for them business because they want to collect some money. And this money not going to benefit the majority of the people either. And now the guys of development. And as we say, you can't replace and call that development. Development should mean you add value to what is already there that is valuable. And not to destroy and then put in place and remove things were already valuable. So when we see the political ones them going to do these things, and we don't see the religious leader them come out and stand up against these things, how come do not see them part of the big environmental movements of to sustain earth and maintain earth the way it's supposed to be maintained? Because somehow them come tell about where they have to dominate and be dominant on earth, which we don't hold on to them something there. Where they have to coexist, where they have to work with earth and make earth work with we. You know what I mean? So when they go in at the cockpit country, we go mine and do all these things. We don't see these religious leaders coming out and really hitting out against these things. When they take a farmlands, we go plant concrete and a deal, when private sector and parliamentarians are deal with the farmer them unfairly and justly. We don't see these religious leaders coming out and standing against these things. So how we read into that now? And I keep on saying that we the people complicit, we guilty too, because we not make these politicians know what we the government are deal with. We not stand up like our ancestors did in a certain way. Yeah? As we say, we stand up for our rights and our justice, and them say we're rebellious. You see me? So these things, if we check in, what we are doing, we are different for them, what we are left, what kind of inheritance and legacy we are left for them on here. This weakness and this dumbed down, cowardly, passive way of just allowing the 1 and 2 to lead based on for them like a narrow views and motivated by money. So if these religious leaders now defend these environmental issues, so them fear talk about God, because you can't separate God from what's going on in the environment, the cosmos, the universe, because Earth is the most resilient and regenerative thing that we know. The cosmos, all of this, and there before we enter, there after we, self-sustaining self, everything self. So what else we look to as God? And them talk about omniscient and omnipresent, and we come understand that these things means you're the everywhere at once. Then what else we know we're the everywhere at once? The cosmos, the universe. So what else we want to look to as God? How we food come on here, so how we food process, how we food generate. It's through all the elements within this earth what we know. So what else we look to as God? And when them say the earth is the Lord and the fullness thereof, it's the cosmos, it is the universe with all the elements therein. So what else we look to for be God? Why we are trying to look above sky and way below the dirt for heaven and hell? Heaven and hell the right answer, so heaven is within the positive what we are going to do, and then hell is within the negative what we are going to do. What else we are look to? Yeah, so if them say omnipresent and omniscient, which meaning this one thing is everywhere at once. So where God go come from where God will come from again if him the everywhere at once? Where will come from again and go? So it says there's a whole heap of misleading and misguiding and all of these things where them say I keep way passive and dumb down and docile. Don't ask no question, just follow. And tell yourself to pray and wait and have faith and say them enjoy for them now, but we for wait till we reach out heaven for enjoy for it. So we think these leaders, religious and political leaders, they come to save and look out for the poor and poverty. But we see them take from the poor and poverty and save the money, the vanity for themselves. And then I promise me something what them never got experience yet. So if we check into these things, so if we're not different the environment the way we're different it, then what happen? Because we say the earth are the most resilient and as we say self-sustaining thing. When you dump up and build, after a while earth take back its course. So if we not communicate with the universe, with earth, how we're supposed to, with the cosmos, how we're supposed to, then it not going to deal with the way it's supposed to. So we see the cosmos, the earth, the universe as God. There's nothing else to look forward to. So when me I chop down a little piece of place now, I realize that the birds and the bees and the wasp and all these things are for them habitat, the butterflies, the blossoms and the thing. Me have to apologize to them because apart of I just live, but I don't have the type of food that me want. Some things exist already, the fruits and them, something that we don't destroy that. But we want like a clear spot of land to plant some seeds. So we apologize to all these things and make them know so boy we don't want really take on the habitats and what we need to survive too. And the universe gonna respond. Because them realize that we respect what go on in our life. So earth will respond and make we grow food and somehow direct these other lives to a next little habitat where them can get for them food continuously. So it's because we not deal with earth the way we're supposed to deal with earth, the environment. That's why we have to poison off earth to help for plant food and realize that we have poison the same food we have plant to sustain ourselves. If we don't deal with the environment, the earth, the cosmos, the universe, the way we're supposed to deal with it, then we wouldn't have to worry. We would have just plant food and earth, take care of food, and we get natural, good food without these chemicals. So if we check these things, so if we really realize that these leaders, these political leaders, not dealing with the thing from a spiritually, morally rooted, principled place. Because when you take care of the environment, then therefore you take care of the people. But again, we have to blame ourselves because we not stand up and make this parliamentarians and politicians know say and that's how our business for run. So it's the ecosystem, and we have our ecosystem and destroy the ecosystem, which the ecosystem, the environment, the universe, the cosmos. This is God. We not deal with God properly. So therefore, naturally, we're going to end up dealing with all kind of predicaments. And them, so the earth is the Lord and the fullness thereof. So now the cosmos, the earth, the universe, the ecosystem, and all the elements within. So what else we look to for big God? Now we hear them say from earth you come, to earth you shall return. So what else we look to as God? And we just use these labels because of them we used to. So when I say these people now lead by what them say them believe in. So that's why them continue to take from we and enjoy for themselves now until we wait for enjoy for we in heaven. We need to check in. So from these things I can read in and see say the religious and the political system them intertwine. And I do the same thing to the people. Keep them passive and dumb down and docile. Don't ask a question, just follow. So if we stand up for goodness in the earth and realize what we are doing, and in them system them come tell us don't put yourself on your shoulder, self-praise is no recommendation. What we need when we are the good, we need to stand up within ourselves and say yes we are the good and talk about it. So the youth them can learn and carry on from that standpoint. As we say, we create heaven and earth and hell right on here, so within this experience that we know about. So when you are the good, you suppose you can big up yourself and say, yeah, me are the good. Just in the same way when you are the bad, you suppose you can drape up yourself and say you're responsible of yourself. The youth them will look for you. And this we want them to know and learn and carry on. So we need to wake up. We the government, the majority, the people, to make these politicians know say yeah, that's how our business will run. We cannot destroy the environment and just look for money and then have we caught up in the same thing. Just look for money, so we miss the big picture. And realize, and not even realize that we not left nothing real and true honest of who them come inherit. Everywhere we can go within this experience, the elements them did there. The earth, the environment, everything that we can experience with this time. And as we said, the earth they are long before we and going they are long after we. So we are trying to look above sky and look way below the earth for heaven and hell. We need to wake up to these things and make a political leader them know say them not deal with our business from them levels yeah, them vibration there. Then we need to stand up and do what we do to get them out. You know what I mean? And find ones we can serve in this capacity. So, you know, that was what govern meant. Not what them thing I always see them leaders are say them do. Just motivated by for them like objectives. And majority of the people businesses not being taken care of. So even when we talk about wildlife, I think we need to look on it and realize how we are the wildlife within this time. Because we are go around and do a kind of foolishness and destroy the same earth where we want to live happily ever after, you know. So how that makes sense to we, you know. The rest of life them with the round, so with the round we just do what them are doing naturally. Them take the bird for example. Them eat the fruits, them eat the things, them fly over the sun, them drop a seed that stay the sun grow. But what we are do? We all are eat and plant. So who really are the wildlife? How we are destroy earth? And we really need to check into these things. So like we lead ourselves, so we don't have to depend on people to lead with. But if we appoint ones and ones to take care of our business, we need to stand up and make sure so them take care of the business in a way beneficial to all of it. So if these people were working on our behalf from a spiritually, morally grounded, principled place, then we wouldn't say China come in and just take over and rape the country. For youth, them future is being raped by all these things, these activities, these things that are signed off for the people don't know nothing about. We all see things that happen. But again, we for blame because we sit down and just take it. You see? And we can't blame Chinese either. Because just like in your personal relationship, where you allow your partner to do and get away with, they're going to continue to do it because them feel it's alright. So Chinese come in and Chinese get where them allow Chinese to do what them to do. So Chinese just do what Chinese do. We have to blame ourselves for make it happen. And we need to stop teach this political thing based on tradition and with more sense. We are using the wrong emotion to deal with politics. So we are talking about die-hardedness. That's why we are die so hard in the hardness of life based on what them set them system to do to it. Because we now use the emotional we're supposed to use is sense and not just traditional and based on who grandma and grandfather did vote for. You see me? So we see what going on in the US. And we see two times now we see black people going in at the house. And we are using the emotion of just say, yeah, we're black people. But if we look on laws and policies where these people are going to change for work for benefit of all. Rather than just say, yeah, because they're black. But if they're black and still not going to go do nothing for majority in a beneficial way. So these are the things we need to stop. Use or look on politics in a traditional way like how we deal with rice and peas on Sunday. So we even have a Ministry of Health. And all we see them people there do is push pharmaceutical things. How much of them are tell you to go in your backyard? Much of them are tell you to go do some research on the herbs them around your backyard. So if you understand that these people are not working from that spiritually rooted, principled place where them need the majority to be benefiting from what they should be benefiting from, which is our hard work what we put in. So you work and you go through and you get a house, go through them agency. You end up them lending you the money where you contribute and then you have to return the payment with interest. So how that work? It should be a savings where you're going this and the money where you contribute them give you that amount of money and you hold that. Or if them lend you something on top of that now so they want to collect back that with a little things on it, then fine. But you have to pay back everything. You know what I mean? So these are the things we get caught up in now. And at the same time, certain things that we're paying tax over and over to deal with, them come back to them want more money from us to deal with them. When them get the money and use the bad management, mash it up. What we honest or do? Why we not wake up? So you spend a lifetime and spend money on something where them loan you because you don't own it. And then all of the things out there honest or so when we don't own nothing because we have land we still have to pay tax on it. If we buy one car we still have to pay tax on it. If certain things run off a couple of years and they not deal with them come repossess. So we own. So if we realize that none of this is happening from no spiritually, morally rooted, principled part within these people. It's just business, profit. All about the money and the profit. And then them have we come think the same way. Because them groom with that way there. Through them religion and them so-called education. Which lacks the intelligence of your user mind. Or brain. So if you don't use the brain cell, you're going to end up in a jail cell. And that's how the system is set. So governing was meant to be working in beneficial for majority. But we see it work for the benefit of the minority in numbers, which is those politicians. Working against us, that is the government. So we have said government, which is we, the people, allow a few people so them can run the business on our behalf. And we give them the go ahead for run it. That was what government was meant to do. Or governing was meant to do. The script got flipped. Them come so them can represent where we say, alright, go on. But them start run the business for themselves and against us, the government. So if we knock that in our head, these people are politicians, parliamentarians that should be working on behalf of us. That's what it was meant to be. And we, the majority, just sit down and make them do what they do. And we just take it. So we allow them for so long. Now it's hard for we go take back the angle. When you can listen and hear a politician, I say, when the gun them coming out the country is uno. Them a pan. This politician don't say we are us, it's uno. So you can only talk them with one and two things in mind. It's either you a direct kind of guide where these bullets will go. Or you know, so the people them so dumbed down and submissive that they won't look on them oppressors if you harm them. They might turn upon them one another harm themselves. So these are the things we need to check into and realize that we the people, which is the government, that's how it was meant to be. We are not working in the best interest of ourselves and we pick them, or we are past we pick them, the same dumb submissiveness. While the politicians are working in for them benefit. And what them are going to pass that on to for them picnic. So the system of the backer master and the slaves continues. When we need to change that. So once a blessed love, hope the item find some benefit within the reasoning. Hopefully it'll inspire even one more away if you look on things these ways and then put these things into action. So it's a blessed love in the energies and spirits of my heart, Ubuntu. Give thanks if I make it to the end of the reasoning. So blessed love. Stay safe out there. Take care of the health. Do some research. Know which part you're supposed to get all your vitamins and minerals from. And eat accordingly. And not just eat because you have teeth in your mouth and you have a belly. Eat for your health. Give thanks. Universal love and blessings. Peace. Stay safe out there. Not just follow what people tell you to keep yourself safe, but actually think, do some research and make these things be done from sense and not just emotion because people say certain things. Blessed love.
Come link with me under the Iroko tree. Make a reason through every season. Speaking the truth for the youth. Maintaining the spiritual rules. Maintaining the spiritual rules. Maintaining the spiritual rules.